What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. Today we are going to be analysing the Manchester City game against Manchester United, the Manchester Derby, second leg at the Etihad Stadium in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Before we crack on with this video though, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then make sure you help support my channel by subscribing, pressing that red button, pressing the bell and putting your push notifications on. I'm aiming for 6,000 subscribers. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. We're running daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout the January transfer winter window, and we're also going to be back in the summer with daily transfer updates. So if that's what you're interested in, or if you're interested in general Manchester City content, make sure you subscribe and press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. You can find my social media links, Twitter and Instagram, in description below and popping up on screen too if you want to go and follow me on there. My email's also in the description below if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below and leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. So we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to first up start with the teams that were fielded. Manchester City went with a little bit of a weird lineup for this game. Now, Fernandinho and Aymeric Laporte have both not passed fitness tests to play in this game. I presume that they're going to be rested, and hopefully both of them will be fit and ready to go for the match against Tottenham Hotspur at the weekend. So instead, Manchester City went with what looked like Rodri playing at centre-back alongside Nicolas Otamendi, but as the game developed, it looked more like Kyle Walker was playing alongside Otamendi, and Cancelo and Rodri was pushed up further forward. I don't know, it was a bit of a weird one if I'm completely honest. It looked like it was going to be Walker right back, Cancelo left back, Bravo in net, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in the middle, and looking like Mahrez, Sterling and Aguero up top for Manchester City. So it looked like we was going to go 4 at the back, but it ended up turning out, like I said, 3 at the back, and it all just looked a bit... First 25-30 minutes looked perfectly comfortable, creating lots of opportunities and making a lot of stuff happen, but after them initial attacks had been broken down and United had managed to get some possession and settle into the game, actually the formation, or I'm not sure if it was a formation or the players weren't used to it or they didn't know what they were doing, but it just didn't look right yesterday for some reason, and perhaps the formation or team selection or something wasn't right. But it's not like Manchester City didn't create opportunities and you know, put them chances away. We win the game really, and I feel like that's where the biggest error was in this game, which we'll speak about as we go through the video. But for Manchester United, James was left on the bench, which surprised me because I thought it was going to target United pace and counter attacks, as we saw Jesse Lingard start. Martial and Greenwood too, of course, have just signed Bruno Fernandes as of today, so he wasn't eligible to play in this game, but he's available for Man United's weekend game. So yeah, there's no Bruno Fernandes for this game, but he has signed for United now, so when we play United at Old Trafford later in the season, he will be able to play in that game as long as he is fit and ready to play in that game. So Williams playing at left back, we saw Wan-Bissaka playing at right back, David De Gea in net 2, Luke Shaw looked like he was playing in the back 3. I don't know. I mean, Man United squad, I look at it on paper and I think it's nothing spectacular, if I'm completely honest. There's no Pogba, there's no Rashford, there's nothing there that really concerns me. I did have a good look at United's squad, and I was like, to be honest, there's nothing. There's nothing that I'd take at United, and I'm thinking right now, oh, I want that at Manchester City. There's just nothing. So I feel like in every department, managerial, how the clubs ran, players on the pitch, how we play football too, I feel like we're just so far superior to Manchester United, which just makes it just that little bit more disappointing. Desire and wanting to win and making things happen, it does go a long way, and I felt like the City players' attitude as we went into this game, obviously we saw that in the performance, was we're 3-1 up, it's up to Manchester United to peg us back really, and we're just going to turn up and not play to the best of our ability. This game reminded me a lot of, does anyone remember when we played Basel in the Champions League, when we hammered them away from home and then we ended up losing at the Etihad, and it was very anticlimactic? That's just how this was, but it's a little bit more disappointing. It's the Manchester Derby, and it's always disappointing to lose to Man United. Even if we got to Wembley, and we did, I'm still there with a little bit of disappointment, which is, I don't know, it's just strange, it's really odd. Anyway, we'll crack on with the analysis for this game. So there was a couple of really good early chances for City. Aguero had a header, which was well saved by David De Gea. Mahrez had a great shot, well saved too by David De Gea with his feet, and Bernardo Silva also went just wide too, and Aguero also had a shot which was well saved along with his header that he had. So yeah, first 15-20 minutes it was all just completely dominated by Manchester City. 3 or 4 really good opportunities. I felt like we should have had at least a goal coming forward, and then that settled us down, and we would have probably gone on to win this game, which is something we didn't do in the Premier League, and it's something we haven't done again in this game, and we got punished for it again. So I mentioned in my preview, have City learnt their lessons, and the answer, no. We haven't. United didn't come all guns blazing at us like they did in the Manchester derby first time round and put all their energy into the first 30 minutes. This time, just preserved themselves, managed to grow forward, create themselves an opportunity. Bam, there it is. There's that moment that they were looking for. Ball was played in on 35 minutes from a set piece. It wasn't properly cleared. Matic is sitting just on the edge inside the box. Manages to get a nice sweet shot right into, well, hit the inside of the post and right into the back of the net. One shot on target, one goal. That again, really disappointing. I could nitpick here and criticise Bravo, but the shot was just well hit. Like I felt like, if I'm honest, Bravo didn't do a lot wrong in this game. Like, that shot couldn't be saved. I felt like the error there was from just poor marking from the set piece, allowing Matic space to be able to get a shot away. The poor header from when the ball was played in, because it was an alright ball in, but it wasn't. There's nothing like indefendable, if I'm completely honest. And so, yeah, just from nothing, we allowed United the opportunity to score. And they did. City did respond, but it was ruled out through VAR after Kevin De Bruyne put a ball across, and there was Raheem Sterling to slide it into the back of the net, but he was offside. The original decision on the pitch was offside. VAR checks, and he was offside. And so, yeah, can't really argue there. Half time, 1-0 to Manchester United. After a good start from City, it went really flat and really disappointing, and I felt like we could improve just about everywhere all over the pitch, because if we didn't, I felt like there was a prospect that United in the last 15-20 minutes will start pushing forward and creating opportunities. Then it'll be backs against the wall. It'll either be City counter-attacking and scoring, or United putting one of their chances away, and all of a sudden United have all the momentum after we literally outplayed them at Old Trafford. And it's our own downfall that we ended up being 3-0 up at half-time to now over 2 legs, 3-2, and United having a half to go at us to try and make something happen. So I was annoyed, if I'm completely honest. I just put a load of exclamation marks that we must be clinical. We need to be clinical in this game. I wanted to see Gabriel Jesus on that pitch. I wanted to see Phil Foden on there. I wanted to just make things happen, keep things unpredictable, make Man United think, and just more importantly, get some energy into the team. It just looks so stale. Does anyone else agree with me? Let me know in the comments if you do agree with me or not, but I just felt like it just, I don't know, I just felt like the intensity and everything just wasn't there last night, and it's really disappointing. I felt like everything just looked a little bit passive. One comment I will make, Raheem Sterling just looks so low on confidence. I just don't understand why he's on the pitch. I love Raheem Sterling. I think he's a fantastic player, but when you're not in form, change it round. Let him have a few games rest. You know, his body might be physically exhausted. Someone made a good point. Mikel Arteta, he was good friends. He liked having chit-chats with him. Maybe he liked hanging around with him. Maybe he's feeling the effects of him leaving. Maybe he just needs time to process everything. A few games rest. Let him have them games rest. All I know is we're crying out for Aymeric Laporte to get back at the back, just to organise ourselves again, and we are crying out for the first time this season. I feel we're just crying out for Leroy Sané to get back in, because some of them opportunities that we created, really good one-on-one opportunities too. I felt like Leroy Sané would probably have put a couple of them in the back of the net. No nonsense attacking player who is a bit annoying at times when he just likes shooting rather than going for the probably best option. But yesterday it was times that we needed to shoot more rather than thinking too much, and that's ultimately why we ended up not scoring in this game, really. Like I said, there was a one-on-one. Raheem Sterling was played through, tries to round the goalkeeper, gets round the goalkeeper, smacks his shot, and it goes over the crossbar. Disappointed. David Silva was then brought on in place of Riyad Mahrez. Harry Maguire plays it right across to David Silva on his stronger left foot. All he needs to do is take his time and just hit. He can even take a touch, control it, and hit it. Anything. Just shoot. It's 8-9 yards out, clear on goal. All the defenders are running back to try and close him down, and instead takes a touch, drifts it away, and passes. I just don't understand why. Honestly, I can't tell you. If you've not seen the game, have a watch of the highlights and have a watch of that particular situation, because I can't make sense of it. I don't understand. Anyway, 76 minutes in, Manchester United went down to 10 men. I've seen some United fans saying that was the end of the tie for them and that was the little game changer in them, but to me, United never looked like they were going to score a second. Maybe they were going to push on later on, but when they were pushed on, they didn't. Like, City looked more likely to score than United. But anyway, Matic brought down Gundogan. He was sent off for a second yellow card, and so yeah, I felt like I did make a note that there were still goals in this, in the game. 84 minutes, Aguero managed to score with a great, lovely little finish. He's such a clinical, great player. It turns out all these good opportunities weren't put on the plate for Aguero. Put Aguero in them situations, like David Silva, maybe he'd put them in the back of the net. But Aguero was flagged offside, a lot closer than the Raheem Sterling one in the first half, but he was half a yard offside. The flag was up. He gave the on-field decision as offside, VAR checks, and he was half a yard offside, and so the correct decision was made. Frustrating, but the final whistle went 1-0 to Manchester United. We've now lost 2 Manchester derbies at home this season, and we've outplayed United at Old Trafford and beaten them in their own backyard. It's really crazy. City are celebrating. We've lost the derby, but we're at home, but we're celebrating, and I find that just absolutely crazy. One thing I will add, if this was the first leg, I'd be really concerned. But as it is, Man City have gone through. We're into the final, but we've lost, and so we lost the derby and we're celebrating going to Wembley. It's crazy, honestly. Always looking for perfection. I can't imagine Pep was too happy with the performance yesterday. We'll just check the stats quickly. So 61% possession to 39% possession in favour of City. 13 shots, just 4 on target, no goals. That's disappointing. 6 shots for United, 2 on target, 1 goal for them. 466 passes from United, 80% pass completion rate. 718 passes from City, 88% pass completion rate. Not too bad. Couple of clear-cut opportunities created for Manchester City, nothing put in the back of the net. Both clubs were pretty poor on their crosses. United connected with 2 of their 5, which they've not put many balls into the box, so it's a bit hard to judge. City put 11 balls into the box and connected with just 1, at a completion rate for their crosses of 9%, which just, when things aren't going City's way, I'm surprised we didn't put more crosses into the box, actually, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, pretty even, if I'm honest, with the defensive stats. Obviously more clearances and interceptions from United, but the same amount of blocks, same amount of tackles. Both teams successful with their tackles as well. In terms of aerial duels, Man United were a lot more dominating than us. Headed clearances dominated by United too, and David De Gea the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. So it doesn't surprise me, any of them stats, if I'm completely honest. It showed that City have managed to dictate the game. It's just literally we haven't put the ball in the back of the net, and United have, and it's crucial. Every Premier League game you must be clinical, something we've been fantastic at over the last month or so. Gets to this game, it's just not happened. Bit of a weird one, but yeah, Man United win the game at the Etihad, but they go out, so yeah. Is there positives or not? I do not know, if I'm completely honest. Manchester United, I thought, lacked a little bit of quality up top. Comes as no surprise, if I'm completely honest, that they signed Bruno Fernandes. Completely silly of Matic to make the challenge to get his red card, considering he was already on a yellow card, and the challenge just didn't need to be made, if I'm completely honest. But for Manchester City and ways forward, I feel like we need Laporte and Fernandinho back ASAP. I would like to see Eric Garcia starting and featuring more for City. I would like to see Phil Foden featuring more for Manchester City. Can't wait to have Leroy Sané back too, and I feel like Raheem Sterling needs a rest. But for City, conclusion, poor at times, nervous, sloppy, not really ourselves, if I'm completely honest. And I felt like if we was up against a better team offensively, then we may well have been in trouble, even though it was 3-1 up going into this tie. But I'm seeing a clear daylight here of why Liverpool are doing so well this season. Something they've been really good at is putting their chances away. And when we come to play Liverpool, I think it's in April, at the Etihad Stadium, if we're not going to put our chances away, then Liverpool will more than likely, I'm not even going to say draw, Liverpool will more than likely come away with a win. So we need to improve. We've got a difficult game coming up against Tottenham Hotspur at home, away from home in the Premier League. We really do need to be putting our chances away. It's a game we lost last season in the Champions League. We need to learn from our mistakes and improve on that, and I'm confident if we can play to the way that we can and put our chances away, then we can win the games. That's how Manchester City play, and when it's not working, it just isn't working. But Kevin De Bruyne was fantastic in this game. Even though he didn't have the greatest of games, he was still threading things through, making things happen, could easily and should easily have had an assist at least to his name. Obviously a goal disallowed. He played the ball through wonderfully straight to Raheem Sterling for that one-on-one, which he ended up putting over the bar. Just all round just disappointing, but I felt like De Bruyne still making things happen. He gets my JSGC man of the match. But facts are, Aston Villa, March 1st, Wembley Stadium, League Cup final. We're back to Wembley again. If you can get a ticket for the game, I'm expecting information to be, it's not been announced at the time of recording, but I'm expecting it to be announced at some point, you'd think in the next 24, 48 hours or so. Went on general sale last year, so I suspect that it'll probably go down to general sale again. So if you want to go to that game, then do. Fantastic experience. I managed to get some tickets last season. It was absolutely fantastic experience, so if you can get down to Wembley for that game, go and enjoy yourselves, go and enjoy your weekend too. It is a really good weekend. And so I'm just wondering now, can we seal our first piece of major silverware? We're off to our second home, the home of football, Wembley Stadium, and hopefully we can win the trophy and come back with at least one trophy for this season, and we can push on and try and see if we can win the FA Cup and see where we end up in the Champions League too, because at the end of the day, Liverpool won yesterday in their game in hand, we're 19 points behind. Premier League's it's just over. So yeah, there we go. So that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure you leave a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? If you do, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget also, subscribe if you're new around here and enjoying the content. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. My social media links also in the description below. If you want to go and follow me on Twitter or Instagram, then please feel free to do so. City must have lost, the videos a bit longer, but when we lose, there's always a little bit more to talk about and ways of improvement. That's the whole point of match reviews, match reactions, and a match analysis. So I'll see you all again for the next video. So I've been JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.